Good evening. It is Saturday, April 11th, and this is Mrs. Bloom reading Artemis Fowl by Eoin Colfer. And if you remember, we just finished chapter 7, where Mulch Diggums the dwarf helped discover how Artemis knew what he did, which was finding a copy of the book in the safe. Holly Short has regained her magic, but she can't leave the house. Chapter 8, we pick up after Mulch Diggums faked his own death. We pick up with Chapter 8, Troll. Root leaned forward, roaring into the microphone. Mulch! What's happening? What's your status? Foley was tapping a keyboard furiously. We've lost audio. Motion 2. Mulch! Talk to me, damn it! I'm running a scan on his vitals. Whoa. What? What is it? His heart has gone crazy, beating like a rabbit. A rabbit? No, wait, it's... What? Breathed the commander, terribly afraid that he already knew. Foley leaned back in his chair. It stopped. His heartbeat stopped. Are you sure? Monitors don't lie. All vitals can be read through the iris cam. Not a peep. He's gone. Root couldn't believe it. Mulch Diggums, one of life's constants? Gone? Couldn't be true. He did it too, you know. Foley recovered a copy of the book, no less, and confirmed Short was alive. Foley's wide brow creased for an instant. It's just that... What? Said Root, suspicion aroused. Well, for a moment there, just before the end, his heart rate seemed abnormally fast. Maybe it was a malfunction. The centaur was unconvinced. I doubt it. My bugs don't have bugs. What other explanation could there be? You still have visual, don't you? Yep. Through those dead eyes, no doubt about it. Not a spark of electricity in the brain. The camera's running on its own battery. Well, that's it then. No other explanation. Foley nodded. It would seem that way unless... No, it's too fantastic. This is Mulch Diggums we're talking about. Nothing's too fantastic. Foley opened his mouth to voice his incredible theory, but before he could speak, the shuttle bay's door slid open. We have him, said a triumphant voice. Yes, agreed a second. Fowl has made a mistake. Root swiveled on his chair. It was argon and cumulus, the so-called behavioral analysis. Oh, we finally decided to earn our waivers, have we? But united by excitement, the professors were not so easily intimidated. Cumulus even had the temerity to wave Root's sarcasm aside. This was more than anything else made the commander sit up and take notice. Argon brushed past Foley, pressing a laser disc into the console player. Artemis Fowl's face appeared as seen through Root's iris cam. We'll be in touch, said the commander's recorded voice. Don't worry, I'll see myself out. Fowl's face disappeared momentarily as he rose from his chair. Root lifted his gaze in time for the next chilling statement. You do that, but remember this. None of your race has permission to enter here while I'm alive. Argon pressed the pause button triumphantly. There, you see? Root's complexion lost any final traces of pallor. There? There what? What do I see? Cumulus tutted as one would a slow child. A mistake in retrospect. The commander had him by the pointy beard in under a second. Now, he said, his voice deceptively calm, pretend we're pushed for time here, and just explain it to me without any attitude or comments. The human said we couldn't enter while he was alive, squeaked Cumulus. So? Argon took up the account. So, if we can't go in while he's alive... Root drew a sharp breath. Then we go in when he's dead. Cumulus and Argon beamed. Exactly, they said in perfect unison. Root scratched his chin. I don't know. We're on shaky ground here legally. Not at all, argued Cumulus. It's elementary grammar. The human specifically stated that entry was forbidden as long as he was alive. That's tantamount to an invitation when he's dead. The commander wasn't convinced. The invitation is implied at best. No, interrupted Foley. They're right. It's a strong case. Once Fowl is dead, the door is wide open. He said it himself. Maybe. Maybe nothing, blurted Foley. For heaven's sake, Julius, just how much more do you need? We have a crisis here in case you hadn't noticed. Root nodded slowly. 1, you're right. 2, I'm going to run with it. 3, well done, you two. And 4, you ever call me Julius again, Foley, you'll be eating your own hooves. Now, get me a line to council. I need to get approval for that gold. Right away, Commander Root, your worship. Foley grinned, letting the hoof-eating comment slide for Holly's sake. So we send in the gold, muttered Root, thinking aloud. They send out Holly, we blue-rinse the place, stroll in, reclaim the ransom. Simple. So simple, it's brilliant, enthused Argon. Quite a coup for our profession, wouldn't you say, Dr. Cumulus? Cumulus's head was spinning with possibilities. Lecture tours, book deals. Why, the movie rights alone will be worth a fortune. Let those sociologists stuff this in their collective pipe. Puts the kibosh on this. Deprivation breeds antisocial behavior. This Fowl character had never gone hungry in his life. There's more than one kind of hunger, noted Argon. Very true. Hunger to succeed, hunger to dominate, hunger to... Root snapped, Get out! Get out before I strangle the pair of you, and if I ever hear a word of this repeated on an afternoon talk show, I'll know where it came from. The consultants retreated warily, resolving not to call their agents until they were out of earshot. I don't know if the council will go for this, admitted Root when they departed. It's a lot of gold. Foley looked up from the council. How much exactly? The commander slid a piece of paper across the council. That much. That's a lot, Foley whistled. A ton. Small unmarked ingots. 24 karat only. Well, at least it's a nice round weight. Very comforting. I'll sure to mention that to the council. Have you got that line yet? The centaur grunted, a negative grunt. Very brazen, really, grunting at a superior officer. Root didn't have the energy to discipline him, but he made a mental note. When this is over, Doc Foley's paid for a few decades. He rubbed his eyes exhaustedly. Time lag was beginning to set in, even though his brain wouldn't let him sleep because he'd been awake when the non-time stop was initiated. His body was crying out for rest. He rose from the chair, swinging the door wide to let in some air. Stale, time-stop air. Not even molecules could escape the time field, much less a human boy. There was activity by the portal, lots of it. A swarm of troops gathered around the hover cage. Cudgeon stood at the head of the procession, and the entire bunch was heading this way. Root stepped down to meet them. What's this? He inquired, none too pleasantly. A circus? Cudgeon's face was pale but determined. No, Julius, it's the end of the circus. Root nodded. I see. And these are the clowns? Foley's head poked through the doorway. Pardon me for interrupting your extended circus metaphor, but what the heck is that? Yes, Lieutenant, said Root, nodding at the floating hover cage. What is that? Cudgeon bolstered his courage and took a few deep breaths. I've taken a leaf from your book, Julius. Is that a fact? Yes, it is. You opted to send in a lapsed creature, so now I'm going to. Root smiled dangerously. You don't opt to do anything, Lieutenant, not without my say-so. Cudgeon took an unconscious step backward. I've been to the council, Julius. I have their full backing. The commander turned to Foley. Is this true? Apparently. It just came through the outside line. This is Cudgeon's party now. He told the council about the ransom demand, and you springing Mr. Diggums. You know what the elders are like when it comes to parting with gold. Root folded his arms. People told me about you, Cudgeon. They said you'd stab me in the back. I didn't believe them. I was a fool. This isn't about us, Julius. It's about the mission. What's inside this cage is our best chance of success. So what's in the cage? No, don't tell me. The only other non-magical creature in the lower elements. And the first troll we've managed to take alive in over a century? Exactly. The perfect creature to flush out our adversary. Root's cheeks glowed with the effort of restraining his anger. I don't believe you're even considering this. Face it, Julius. It's the same basic idea as yours. No, it isn't. Mulch Diggums made his own choices. He knew the risks. Diggums is dead? Root rubbed his eyes again. Yes, it would seem so, at a cave-in. This just proves I'm right. A troll won't be so easily dispatched. It's a dumb animal, for heaven's sake. How can a troll follow directions? Cudgeon smiled, newborn confidence peeping through his apprehension. What instructions? We just point it at the house and get out of the way. I guarantee you those humans will be begging us to come in and rescue them. And what about my officer? We'll have the troll back under lock and key long before Captain Short is in any danger. You can guarantee that, can you? Cudgeon paused. That's a chance the council is willing to take. Politics, spat Root. This is all politics to you, Cudgeon. A nice feather in your cap on the way to a council seat. You make me sick. Be that as it may, we are proceeding with a strategy. The council appointed me acting commander, so if you can't put his personal history aside, then get out of my way. Root stepped aside. Don't worry, Commander. I don't want anything to do with this butchery. The credit is all yours. Cudgeon put on his best sincere face. Julius, despite what you think, I have only the interests of the people at heart. One person in particular, snorted Root. Cudgeon decided to go for the high moral ground. I don't have to stand here listening to this. Every second talking to you is a second wasted. Root looked at him straight in the eye. That's about 600 years wasted altogether. Eh, friend? Cudgeon didn't answer. What could he say? Ambition had a price, and the price was friendship. Cudgeon turned to his squad, a group of hand-picked sprites, loyal only to him. Get the hover cage over to the avenue. We don't green light until I have the word. He brushed past Root, eyes looking everywhere except at his erstwhile friend. Foley wouldn't let him go without a comment. Hey, Cudgeon. The acting commander couldn't tolerate that tone, not on his first day. You watch your mouth, Foley. No one is indispensable. The centaur chuckled. Very true. That's the thing about politics. You get one shot. Cudgeon was semi-interested in spite of himself. I know if it was me, continued Foley, and I had one chance, just one chance, to book my behind a seat on that council, I certainly wouldn't entrust my future to a troll. And suddenly Cudgeon's newfound confidence evaporated, replaced by a shiny pallor. He wiped his brow, hurrying after the departing hover-cage. See you tomorrow, Foley called out to him. You'll be taking out my trash. Root laughed, possibly the first time one of Foley's comments had amused him. Good man, Foley, he grinned. Hit that backstabber where it hurts, right in the ambition. Thanks, Julius. The grin disappeared faster than deep-fried pit slug in the Lep canteen. I warned you about the Julius thing, Foley. Now, that outside line open again. I want that gold ready when Cudgeon's plan goes awry. Lobby all my supporters on the council. I'm pretty sure Lope is one of mine, and Cajarta is probably Vinyaya. She always had a thing for me, devilishly attractive as I am. You're joking, of course. I never joke, said Root, and he said it with a straight face. And that's all we're going to read today. I hope you've enjoyed Artemis Fowl by Eoin Colfer, Chapter 8, Part 1. Have a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow.